How do women show love in relationship?
I personally cook for him, write cards, give him gifts, listen to him, support him, hugs, kisses, head pets, drive over an hour just to see him, form connections with his family and friends, NSFW stuff, tell him I love him, compliment him, etc.
I'm his biggest cheerleader. I support him with his work, cheer on his golf gaminat in person, compliment him. And food. By motivating him to be the best version of himself.
This thread is straight suicide fuel when you're a lonely man. I'm not gonna lie.
Been dating for 5 years, and I still love when she comes up and hugs me from behind when I'm grabbing something from the cabinet or whatever. Bonus points if she throws in an I love you.
Just by telling you love them and playing with their hair. That's what I would do. Never been in a relación lol.
I give a ton of compliments. This is my main one. Since it's how I want to receive love. I make them gifts or write them poems, paint them something, bake cakes or cookies, write songs for them and praising them, try to be encouraging and motivating. Or I used to, but men don't care about those things apparently, so why bother anymore lol.
Like any other gender. Accentuating what they think you love about them. Insert talk about your feelings with your partner and sometimes looking for that new thing that you both may enjoy and love. By doing something for us guys that they would love. PIE. Take us for a pedicure. What fun. P.
Honestly depends on how they receive love. Everyone's love language is different, and mine is dynamic depending on the partner.
I hate cooking but will find myself cooking for someone I love. Love is dangerous for me honestly. I'm not very physically affectionate and I struggle a lot with talking about how I feel, so for me it's more the little things, like buying his favorite fizz snacks when I do the food shopping, doing the housework so he doesn't have to, etc. Basically I live like a 50s housewife, but I like it and it's my way of showing my love to him.
I am bad at using my words and showing affection, but my big thing is taking care of my BF. I cook for him, I give him massage, I take care of him like he's never had before. I want him to be able to relax.
He gets all of me and I give it all to him. I show him, I tell him. I text him pictures of cats.
By keeping his belly full and his balls empty. Doing things with him I know he enjoys doing, even if it's not my favorite, because I know it makes him happy. Cooking a good meal. Holding his hand. Making sure I let him know I appreciate the things he does that help me out. Buying him silly gifts.
IDK how, but I read this as how do women shower? If she loves you, she'll show it. Clearly. Mine lets me touch her butt, but also, she scratches my scalp when I'm not feeling good.
I cook food and super cuddly.
Amongst the usual affections, we tend to have assigned chores in the house. One of his is washing up, which I absolutely hate to do. But if he's busy, or would like the time to focus on his hobby, or is having a particularly bad day, I'll pick up his portion of the work and let him have some time to do what he wants. Similarly, he does the same for me with cooking dinner, etc. It doesn't happen that often, so when we do pick up each other's work, it really feels like a thoughtful treat. The key is to offer rather than be asked.
I be there when he needs someone to just be there.
I wouldn't know. I've never been loved. RIP.
Bring him a cold drink when he's outside working. Feed him occasionally. Greet him when he comes home. Flash him a titty. Simple things, ladies, we're simple creatures.
Copious BJs. My work here is done.
Via their love language.
For me, it's more acts of service instead of saying it. Doing things to show that I love you, respect you, and you're important to me.
I am slight disturbed that so many women show love by cooking. I love to cook for my man. He went from his ribs showing to 206 in the 6 years we have been together. I cook a lot.
When women say cook, GTFO here with that weak sauce.
I cook for my man. I motivate him. I kiss him. I love on him. I rub his back, his feet, his face lol. I so very much love my man in every way possible. I also buy him lots of gifts. I love gift giving.
I'm all over my man, affectionately. Luckily, he likes it and does the same.
It's different for every girl. I just do small things. I show up. If I care for a guy and they say I'd really like a coffee when they are having a rough day, I wouldn't really say anything or try to comfort them, I'd just go grab them a coffee. I like to cook too. For me, it's the little things. I'll always tell my boyfriend now if he needs me, I'll be there. I'll make the time.
Yell at you for playing video games at 2 a.m. They tell you what's wrong when you ask them what's wrong. My experience is that a woman's love is self-evident, you don't have to ask. You know.
You have to help your partner know how to love you. If I got my wife flowers in a vase, it would be seen as a nice gesture, but she really doesn't want them. She wants survival gear or Xbox cash or stuff for the kids. You will figure it out, and if they love you, they will figure it out.
Depends on the woman. Could be very different for every woman. Mostly spending quality time with you. Doing little things for you like making you some food like an egg or something. They show interest in your hobbies even when they don't really like it themselves. Probably likes to cuddle or hug and watch a movie together. Loves little things to do with you. Just caring for you. Not judging. Not running away when things get tough. There is literally so much, to be honest.
Farting on his balls like ping pong balls floating on a hairdryer.
By saying, I love you. No mixed messages, no hidden signals. Just say it.
All women are different. I show love by wanting to be with you, and by allowing myself the space I need to love you back. I show love by telling you about myself so you understand me, because the way I show love isn't always the same. For example, the contradiction: I want to not get tired of you, so I need space to myself in order to be a better person. It's not that you're a problem even if it seems that way. Or, I hate receiving gifts that I cannot use, and I'm telling you this not because I do not appreciate it but because I want to love the things you do for me. So get me a shirt or something instead of a plush toy. Well, the GWAK 9000 is just one of many ways. Cook his meals for him, make sure he eats, takes his vitamins, clean for him, make sure he has lunch and waters for work, buy him little things from the store when I find something he likes, lots of NSFW, cuddles, compliments, hugs and kisses, dates, try to make his day-to-day life easier. Some of you women need to talk to my wife, please, I'm begging you. Please.
It doesn't have to do with gender. There are lots of ways to show affection depending on your significant other. My boyfriend and I tease each other a lot, but we are both really supportive concerning the things that are important to the other person, for example our jobs. His friends are important to him, so I have a good relationship with them as well. One other thing is taking care of each other, whether that means physically, feeding them soup when one is sick, or psychologically, listening to them and giving advice when they are feeling down. I usually cook only because I'm better at it and he loves my cooking, but when I am tired he cooks for the both of us. Compromising. No relationship can work without this, and it has to be mutual. Communication is the key to successful relationships. Spending time together, but most importantly making the time to be with them. Even if that means watching old TV shows together. And of course physical contact. Sex, kisses, hugs, cuddles are all important.
I am asking for a friend.
Read about love languages because not all women express it the same. I do through both food and gifts.
Always have refried beans, cheese, and salsa on deck.
That heavily depends on their personality. For me, I tell my partner, I love you, often, and list the things I like about him and am grateful for. It's because I didn't have the chance to tell everyone how I feel before they left me. Grandparents who died, friends who parted ways. I also massage my partner pretty often out of nowhere, pat his head or cuddle him. That's because I want him to feel good and feel his presence myself. I make him coffee in the morning when I get up first and aren't too stressed because I know he drinks coffee every day. I put all my love and effort in food I cook or bake for him. I rarely bake though. I don't like baking, it's so time-consuming and exhausting. But what is Christmas without cookies, or a birthday without a cake? I try to be understanding, and when he's telling me about something he likes, I try to see what he likes about it and don't talk it down. I'm happy when he is happy, and sometimes it's hard to understand another person, but I'm trying my best. I think it depends on what ways to show affection you know or learned, on your temper, personality, psychological diseases and experiences you've made. It even depends on what's logical to you or your opinion on some topics. So that's a really individual thing.
I did many things. I was there helping him rebuild his relationship with his family, got his kids to start talking to him and asked to come to their grad. I supported him for 7 months when he didn't work, bought him new clothes, gave him tips on how to get his old job back, gave him a wonderful home where he could start a new life. I fed him, loved him more than anything and gave him a hand up. He disrespected me, cheated, lied, stole from me and my family, made me out to be some train wreck that I wasn't, almost killed my dog and threatened to kill me and my family when I left. I am no longer doing anything for anyone ever again in my entire life.
It depends on your love language, but I buy my husband random gifts and make an effort to spend time with him doing fun stuff. I'm a very introverted person, so for me to give up my alone time means a lot. I also have a dysfunctional family where we buy each other gifts to show our love instead of the typical ways.
He makes me feel like a princess and always pays. He has been known to wake me up with foot massages and coffee in bed. He is understanding and listens and is practically good at life and funny. So I treat him like he is precious and always say sorry when I am grumpy or snap. I cook, clean, play Warcraft or Pokemon with him, tell him how smart and sexy he is. I love his aubergine and would eat it any time of day. He gets head squeezes, backstrokes, massages. Just everything I can do. I love thinking of ways to make him smile and happy. I cooked a roast from scratch all the trimings other day. He said he felt so happy it felt like Christmas. I love listening to him and learning about him. I love watching him reverse too. Always paying him attention. My favorite thing is making him beautiful lunches and tasty dinners when I'm not working too much.